term papancha refers to an engagement and entanglement with specific sense objects. It also refers to proliferative thinking, driven by the force of craving, tanha, conceit, mana, and wrong view, ditthi, or thinking that compensates these three mental impurities. Here a person conceives of things in terms of me and mine, building a sense of self-identity or conceiving of things in line with personal opinions. These thoughts appear in myriad and elaborate ways, leading to various complex perceptions, papancha sanya, that are associated with these mental proliferations. There are two stages of perception, sanya. The first stage is initial perception, which perceives those objects that arise naturally on their own. The second stage, papancha sanya, is perception based on mental formations, sankhara, which fabricate myriad and elaborate images or concepts in relation to sense objects, as mentioned above. The entire cognitive process can be divided into two parts. The first part, from the internal sense basis to feeling, comprises a pure cognitive process. All of the inherent factors arise according to natural causes and conditions. At this stage there is no being, person or self involved. B. The latter part, from feeling Vedana onwards, comprises the process of consuming the world, or the round of rebirth, samsara vata. In fact, feeling Vedana can also constitute the initial stage of the process of turning away, vivata, but here the focus is on the round of rebirth. In this latter process, there are not only natural causes and conditions at work, but there now arises a person or being. A dualistic relationship is established between a consumer and the consumed, between a thinker and conceptualized ideas. For the process of consuming the world illustrated above is only one of several ways to depict this process. It has been selected here because it is concise and it corresponds to the subjects presently being explained, i.e. the five aggregates and the six sense basis. Another description of the round of rebirth is the detailed teaching of dependent origination, which is a comprehensive model. 5. Strictly speaking, the factors of consciousness, vijnana, contact, phassa, feeling, vedana, and perception, sanya, are classified as connascent factors, Buddhadhamma. They arise simultaneously. In the linear presentation above is provided for the sake of simplicity. The cognitive process can be divided into two parts. The latter part itself can be further divided into either the round of rebirth, samsara vata, or the process of turning away, vivata, as can be illustrated thus: ayatana to ramana to vijnana equals phassa to vedana. And there's samsara vata and vivata. Another term used to refer to the six internal sense bases, ayatana, or sense doors, dvara, is indriya, which translates as faculty or governing faculty. This term refers to the predominant or principal agent in a specific action. The eye, for example, is the principal agent in cognizing forms, and the ear is the principal agent in cognizing sounds. The six faculties are the eye faculty, Jakundriya, the ear faculty, Shotindriya, the nose faculty, Gyanendriya, the tongue faculty, Jivhendriya, the body faculty, Kayendriya, and the mind faculty, Manindriya. The term Indriya is generally used when referring to the active engagement of the sense basis to their operation in everyday life and in the context of virtuous conduct. For example, restraint of the eye faculty. The term ayatana, on the other hand, is generally used when referring to specific factors within a causal process. Example, dependent on the eye and visual forms, eye consciousness arises. And also when referring to characteristics of the senses, example, the eye is impermanent. Another term frequently used for the sense basis when explaining specific factors within a causal process is passa ayatana, which translates as the source of contact or the origin of contact. Alternative terms referring to the external ayatana, the sense objects, ramana, include gochara, resort, place for gaining sustenance, and visaya, bond, attachment, sphere of engagement. Another very important term used only in reference to the first five sense objects, which are highly influential in the process of consuming the world or in the round of rebirth, is kama guna, translated as cords of sensual pleasure, strands of sensual pleasure, alluring and enticing features, delicious or positive aspects of sensuality. This term refers specifically to those forms, sounds, smells, tastes, and tangible objects that are desirable, attractive, and pleasurable.